This is Hyper Scape. We're on Xbox One X. It does not note an enhancement, but I believe it does have an improved visual style with the One X. So this is a free-to-play battle royale from Ubisoft. It is the latest in the genre, and actually quite a unique one, and one that is really quite well done. I'm genuinely surprised that they were able to deliver something that feels fresh, unique, and also has its own sort of flavor on the genre. So in the game, you're able to play in solos, or you can play threes. There may be additional modes later, but that has not been announced at this point in time. The game also will have crossplay, but it does not at launch. It is supposed to be coming shortly after, but there's no official date on when that is going to happen. So it's like other battle royales, but a little bit different in terms of the gameplay style. So that's a very fast, close quarters kind of thing that really goes frantically. And a lot of it is running away and fighting one another with unique abilities. So yeah, that was pretty fast-paced action there. Like I was saying, crossplay is coming later. It's supposed to have some level of cross-progression as well between the various platforms that it is available on. So in the game, there's a focus less on gathering gear and more about gathering unique weapons and abilities that will fuel your conflict. And then on top of that, you're able to actually fuse those abilities that you get in order to get more powerful ones. And hopefully we'll be able to show that off momentarily as we collect better gear. So this game actually might be one of the best performing battle royale titles I've ever played. It's truly a technical wonder in terms of how well it renders, its loading, its movement. I haven't noticed any performance problems. It's just sleek looking. It's really, really good looking. Like I'm truly impressed by the visual aesthetic and style of the world, the fact that it all loads in. I haven't really seen any types of like pop-in or anything like that, and I think that just really, really is impressive. Obviously, it's not on the scale of, say, a title that has vehicles or that sort of content, but it is a large map that's actually got a ton of buildings you can kind of move through, and a super cool visual aesthetic that just absolutely works for it. And I love the kind of mixture between this old style, what I believe is French architecture, and like a futuristic scape as you're inside this like cybernetic type location. It really embraces the cyberpunk. I guess it's a bit of a virtual reality place. That's the gist of the background story behind this one. So like most battle royale titles, it does actually kind of fall inwards. So you're not really seeing that yet, but you'll see big chunks being taken over by red areas, and triangles will appear and it will deteriorate. You're seeing that sectors are breaking down. It's also a little bit unique each time you go to play it, just in regards to how the structures break down and the style of the play in regards to the other players and how they're interacting with it too. It can be super frantic, and at times it can be a little bit slower too, depending on how intense players are getting. So as you're battling, the goal is, of course, to be the last one left. You're getting pushed kind of inwards against one another, but this does have a extra dimension to it in regards to a crown that pops up. So this crown is like sort of a ball that you want to gather. Everyone fights for it, and it creates like a timer in regards to who becomes the last, the winner of the game if you get the crown, or you can actually blast everyone away too. So you're seeing how that area is slowly breaking down, and that pushes everyone further and further inwards. It's really cool looking from like a visual style, and I absolutely love this like take on just not having some silly ominous cloud pushing you inwards. I think that's really quite well done. Super cool looking areas that you get to visit, lots of ways to kind of move through it. I personally would really like to see wall running be included in here, because I think that would be a nice mechanic for movement. But yeah, I think they've really nailed the core gameplay style here. It's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it, and I've played a lot of battle royale games in the last year or so since the genre has taken off, and this is definitely one of the more impressive ones. It kind of came out of nowhere not too long ago, and then you get this release, and I'm like super impressed by this, because they were just able to really put together something that was just splendid and a lot of fun. I've been having just a blast kind of flowing through these levels all smoothly, you know, smashing things, getting better weapons and tools, and just kind of learning the different abilities that are at play here. I think they've put together something that is really interesting because you're not sure what your opponents really have in terms of like their fused weapons or their abilities. You could be battling and then someone will roll away in a giant ball, which is just absolutely hilarious, and I kind of want to show off. You'll probably see it when I get shot, but it's so hilariously weird, but yet works perfectly well for what this game is trying to provide. On top of that, they might have like momentarily invisibility or invulnerability, and you know, it's just like a completely different situation every time you go into an encounter with somebody, and you could die like instantly. Like it's so fast paced in terms of like the bullets and the damage, and if you're in a squad, how that's going to work. We're going to show off a little bit of the squad based gameplay after this match. We'll show a match of that just so you get an idea of what that style is like. And then they also have these events that you're seeing right now that kind of change up the conflict a little bit further as you're going through it. Oh, this sector's closing, so we're gonna have to move back into the middle. So we got like a cooldown, sometimes it's low gravity. You're getting all these weird things showing up. It just seems to like really run well overall, look really good, and handle perfectly well. Now, I do have some issues with the like aiming. It would be nice if there was a better sense of like auto aim or something to this one, honestly, just because it is like hard to lock onto people, and the sensitivity is a bit insane. So I am playing with just the standard gameplay, so you can actually see what it's like the first time you're jumping into it. I haven't made any adjustments to the actual sensitivity controls, and it's a little bit, you know, super light on that, but I guess it is supposed to be a very twitchy sort of game, just in regards to the style of gameplay. Here we go, the big ball escape. Yeah, it's just kind of hilarious. You got this ball that like protects you momentarily. It's kind of a fun little silly thing, and it just works well for the gameplay style. But yeah, you're kind of like dealing with all this conflict of multiple people running into one another, which is crazy in this. And as you get closer to the end game, you know, you get more and more people in like a central focused area, and it's just absolutely nuts. You get blasted from multiple perspectives. It's cool. It's not like the other Battle Royale titles where it's like a bit of a slower experience. This one is like just always like balls to the wall, fast action, which is nuts, I guess. I don't know. It's just really cool to kind of see, because you're never sure if you're going to get that right blast off or if you're going to perish. Ooh, like I did there. But now we can switch over to squads to show some of that gameplay going. I could have finished it maybe with a shotgun. That might have been smarter. So this is the squad version of it. I like to show this off because it is a little bit different than the individuals. And yeah, we're just kind of more cooperatively working together with the dynamic system for when people die. So in this one, if you do end up getting killed, you become sort of a shadow figure that can run around a map and point things out for your team. And you can reach these certain points on the level that are always usually near tons of other players in order to be brought back by your teammates. It's kind of an interesting system and something a little bit different in terms of revivals, and it's kind of neat how that's handled. And yeah, again, just taking a look at the visuals, the fact you can see like the whole map here is just so impressive, and the level of detail within it. I'm just blown away from like a truly like technical perspective. This one is really well done. I'm completely and genuinely surprised by what they were able to achieve with this release, because usually, you know, there's a lot of work involved into getting them cleaner, these battle royales, having them run smoother, and we've just been seeing, you know, better and better offerings from the various companies as they try to cash in on this, you know, growing genre that continues to, you know, be a craze from it. Basically everyone that enjoys games has probably checked out a battle royale at this point. Just saying. So with that, this does also have seasons and a battle pass. Now, I didn't see any note in regards to how long the seasons are, so just expect that to slowly change over time as it goes with different content and events. Since it's got like a bit of a, you know, futuristic cyberish thing, I could see them, you know, doing all sorts of weird tie in like events and stuff, and you know, different kinds of like base plates in that, or maybe some different mode changes. You know, there's a lot of potential for what they could do with this one, and I think that's kind of exciting. Come on, man, we don't even have the tools to properly fight these guys. Why are you battling in there? They have all these like fun ways to traverse the environment too, aside from just jumping around, which is an absolute joy. You got like these launch pads, you got these different like heights you can reach using different tools. It's just really quite well put together and a pleasure to move through. There's very rare times where I've ever been like, oh, I can't get to this area. I would like teleporting maybe to go through stuff. I think that's a bit weird that it doesn't. Yeah, there we go. Cool slide mechanics, great gameplay mechanics that just move and flow so well together. It's just surprising, and it feels like it came out of nowhere, but it absolutely has hit the mark. Wasn't there another guy here? I thought there was someone with low health. You're seeing this like frantic movement, which is just so crazy as they're trying to get away from one another and battle each other. Whoa, there is a lot of items here. And just so many like guns and stuff. It's kind of surprising almost. Oh, I got an achievement. Are you not entertained? Huh, 5 final blows or whatever. That's cool. And obviously it's a full release, so achievements and everything are present within this one. Trying to find a shotgun. We talked about the fuse system. That's kind of neat too. A lot of fun to kind of pump up your guns a little bit. And we'll switch to that. And you're just never sure quite what's going to happen as you're racing around blasting one another. Just the flow of it is so quick. I would maybe like some better like detection methods, and you know, the system of letting people know what's up could be a little bit more dynamic, but I think it works well for what it is. You know, it gives the contextual details that your team needs to know in order to be blasting away here successfully. Good kill on that guy. Yeah, this is absolutely nuts. Time to ball away. Oh, they shot off the ball. The ball's so fun and just like absolutely hilarious.
20 spots.
What's going on here? We're just like totally running around. It's crazy. And really cool. I mean, I don't think we've quite had such a slick Battle Royale title. It does feel somewhat similar to Apex Legends, but I think this one really is quite unique in comparison to that as well. Definitely a different sort of game. And I think the move away from a reliance on gear is also cool, just because it makes it a little bit different. You're still looting, but you're not looting like how you are in other titles. You can just run away really quite well. Where did that guy go to? Yeah, it looks like he got out of here. Again, fusing these so that it's a little bit better. I'd like to fuse some of my abilities though. And it's just like kind of non-stop, which is cool, but it also might be too crazy for some people. I guess. I don't know. I like the action like this because it feels a little bit crazy.
A sector has collapsed.
Trying to get in there.
There's a fight happening.
Teleport away. I love that guy at that point. It's just like, this is absolutely wild, isn't it? Like, you don't even think you're taking like a little bit of a breather before you're like battling someone else right away, which is just nuts, I guess. I don't know, get a mega fuse or whatever in there. You got your teammates there. It can be a bit of a struggle though working with others, because sometimes, you know, they're not necessarily helping you out that much. And then you get totally destroyed. Oh, teleportation did not work there. I'm so dead. Or no, I've somewhat escaped. That's crazy. Yeah, I guess sometimes it can be hard to track people down too. And we get out of here semi-successfully. Yeah, I didn't realize my squad had left so far away, but you can see that, like, you could just kind of frantically dodge, move through this crazy looking environment with like truly different looking landmarks throughout it. And so many buildings that you can actually, venture into and use as either cover or to find gear. It's just really well laid out. I'm impressed and overfused, obviously, and having a blast. Hopefully surviving a little bit longer as we kind of get our squad back together. We're in the top 15 right now. It's getting a little intense. It's getting heated. Well, I guess this is a little less heated than earlier was, because that was absolutely crazy how, like, people battling one another. You can see how the map is, like, slowly deteriorating, and it's a little bit different every time, like I mentioned. We haven't had to do any revivals yet. A little disappointing because I wanted to show that mechanic off, but it's also good that we haven't been dying, I guess. If we can find anything else look good there. Usually I got a shotgun as my secondary, but I'm kind of rocking the little explosive salvo there, so that's kind of cool. Let's just take a second to take a look at like some of the smaller details of the map. Like, really kind of simple but cool architecture and designs and art stands and like areas where like you can't sit, but people would sit and they'd enjoy meals. It feels lively, like it feels like a real location, and it's just all well lit and well styled, and the outside aesthetics are really cool. It's super simple, which probably helps a ton with the performance, but it feels perfectly realistic to what this game provides. Just looking out there and seeing that like cybernetic cityscape is super light on content in regards to like your far background, so then you can optimize more for what's happening in the action, and I think that ultimately works out best for what this provides, with it being just absolute insanity the whole way through. And it probably is something that will take a little bit of time to get used to if you're a new player, but I think once you get rolling in it, you'll be like, oh, this is actually quite a blast. It's very unique, and I love the destruction element. Just like, doesn't mean you're not destroying things, but you're seeing like the world kind of break down as you progress in the levels. I think that's really, really cool and neat, seeing like countdown timers going down, so this area is disappearing. That's very unique. Oh, somebody's with the ball over there.
Let's get over there. Close one.
They're racing away.
Watch out for collapsed sectors.
Yeah, it's just crazy, and it's so different than like a storm cloud, right? Because you're seeing the world around you kind of fall apart.
Incoming threats.
Where they run into. And anything can happen in like a second, all of a sudden you're doing well, then you're just blasted away. Wow, I didn't think I'd get killed that fast. He must have got a good shot on me. A little disappointed about that, to be honest, because I really thought I had that down packed, but it looks like I might kind of be out of luck for getting revived here, which is a little bit disappointing, but we'll try to reach one of the sectors. Again, showing off what we were talking about earlier. When you die, what kind of happens. You become this weird kind of cybernetic thing that's there, like a ghostly figure, but not entirely there. And then somebody has to get you, which can really be a troublesome thing for your team. It's kind of neat to, see life from the ghostly side. Oh wow, I'm actually getting revived here. That is nuts. But you are at a bit of a disadvantage when you come back, since you don't really have any, gear or tools, which can be troubling. That's for sure. I mean, you don't feel like you're too out of the game, but you definitely feel like you're at a huge disadvantage once that's happened. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I mean, it seems to matchmake well, load in smoothly, you find players right away, and that should only get better once crossplay becomes enabled and as an option for this. I think we're getting closer to the crown round. Yeah, not really much of a sniper in this one. Oh, jeez. Yeah, this is when stuff's getting a little bit intense. Sector's closing. Players getting punched up. Folks just blasting one another. Oh, I'm revealed too. That's great. I hate when they reveal me. I feel so Naked and afraid. Ah. Teleport. No, not teleport yet. I don't need to. I've got it. The health event. That's kind of cool. Yeah, you're seeing like just this easy way that I can kind of like get out of here, but yeah, come back and help the squad if I need to. And they've got all those abilities. It's just nuts. Yeah, now we're in the crown part of the game, so that means we're getting right to the end. Everyone's going to be battling for that. Damage up, okay. And it just gets a little bit crazy as we try to grab the crown there and now, well, protect our team that has the crown. And you get that countdown timer going on. And everybody's trying to get them because they're revealed. It's just wild, as you've been seeing the whole time through. Don't know what else to say about that. It just kind of goes by so quickly. Our guy's actually really good at running away like that. And I've died, so I don't think I'm coming back at this point. But we'll see if we actually end up, you know, getting the... Oh, never mind. Yeah, it's like this might be the end. Two guys are down. It's all up to the green guy. But it's been a really good match, and I hope this was a good showcase of what to expect in Hyper Scape. Fast action, crazy moments, and just intensity. And it looks like we're actually going to win by the crown defending. Nice job, guys. High fives all around. Victory! That's what we're talking about. Placed #1. Good squad right here. Good team effort. Claim victory by the crown. That's what I'm talking about.